The wind howled through the trees, carrying with it a bone-chilling mist that clung to everything it touched. The moon hid behind thick, swirling clouds, casting an eerie glow over the desolate island. Three friends, Caroline, Sarah, and Lisa, had decided to spend a night camping on the haunted island, drawn by the thrill of the unknown. They had heard tales from the locals about the ghosts that supposedly haunted the island, and the legends of lost souls seeking revenge. Despite the warnings, the trio, armed with flashlights and sleeping bags, ventured into the heart of the island as rain began to drizzle down. The path ahead was shrouded in darkness, and the only sound was the squelching of mud beneath their boots and the rustle of leaves in the wind. As they trudged deeper into the island, the rain intensified, drumming a haunting rhythm on the leaves above. As the friends set up their campsite in a small clearing, unease settled in the pit of their stomachs. The air felt heavy with the weight of unseen eyes, and the distant echoes of mysterious whispers added to the atmosphere of dread. Sarah nervously laughed, trying to dismiss the growing tension. As the fire crackled, its feeble light flickering in the encroaching darkness, the friends exchanged nervous glances. The stories of the island's ghosts seemed more real now, as shadows danced menacingly around them. Lisa, always the skeptic, tried to lighten the mood with jokes, but even his laughter carried a hint of nervousness. Then, out of the darkness, a chilling gust of wind extinguished the fire. The friends huddled together, their breaths visible in the cold night air. Caroline fumbled for the matches, attempting to relight the fire, but the eerie stillness that followed made their hearts race. Suddenly, a distant wail echoed through the night, freezing the blood in their veins. The friends exchanged wide-eyed glances, the reality of the haunted island sinking in. Another mournful cry, closer this time, sent shivers down their spines. As the rain intensified, they heard footsteps, soft at first, then growing louder and closer. Panic set in as they realized they were not alone. The shadows around them seemed to come alive, swirling with malevolent energy. Through the mist, ghostly figures materialized, their ghastly forms illuminated by an otherworldly light. The friends stumbled backward, their eyes fixed on the spectral figures that drifted toward them. The air was thick with a sorrowful energy, and the ghosts moaned in agony, their faces contorted in pain. The trio, paralyzed with fear, could only watch as the ghosts closed in. One ghost, more sinister than the rest, reached out towards Lisa, its icy fingers sending a shock through his body. Caroline and Sarah screamed, their voices lost in the symphony of wails that surrounded them. The ghostly figures circled the friends, their haunting presence suffocating. In a desperate attempt to escape, the trio sprinted through the rain-soaked woods, the ghostly apparitions pursuing them with relentless determination. The island, once a place of curiosity, had transformed into a nightmarish realm where the living and the dead collided. As they stumbled through the mud and undergrowth, the friends could feel the oppressive energy of the island closing in around them. The rain continued to pour, washing away any hope of escaping the clutches of the vengeful spirits. In the darkness, with the ghosts hot on their heels, the three friends realized they were trapped in a nightmare from which there might be no escape. The friends ran blindly through the rain-soaked forest, their panicked breaths mingling with the mournful cries of the pursuing spirits. The once familiar paths twisted and turned, leading them deeper into the heart of the haunted island. The spectral figures seemed to glide effortlessly through the trees, drawing closer with each passing moment. Desperation etched across their faces. Caroline, Sarah, and Lisa stumbled upon an ancient, dilapidated mansion hidden among the gnarled trees. The ghostly figures paused at the edge of the clearing, their ethereal forms pulsating with an otherworldly glow. The mansion loomed ominously before them, its windows shattered and its doors creaking in the wind. Without a second thought, the friends rushed inside, seeking refuge from the encroaching spirits. The air inside the mansion was heavy with the scent of decay, and the dim light from their flashlights cast eerie shadows on the decaying wallpaper. A faint, chilling breeze swept through the dilapidated halls, carrying with it the whispers of the long departed. As they explored the mansion's gloomy rooms, The friends could feel the oppressive presence of the ghosts closing in. The temperature dropped, and their breaths formed frosty clouds in the frigid air. The friends stumbled upon a grand ballroom, its once opulent chandeliers now hanging precariously from the ceiling. Suddenly, the room was plunged into darkness. The friends' flashlights flickered and died, leaving them in complete blackness. Panic set in as the ghostly wails grew louder, surrounding them like a cacophony of tormented souls. The only sound that cut through the darkness was the haunting laughter of the malevolent spirits. Whispers echoed through the mansion, taunting the friends with promises of eternal suffering. Disoriented and terrified, they clung to each other in the oppressive darkness. Shadows danced on the periphery of their vision, and cold fingers brushed against their skin. The air was thick with the stench of death. Suddenly, a cold, ghostly hand touched Lisa's shoulder. He recoiled in horror, his eyes widening as he came face to face with a grotesque specter. The ghost's eyes glowed with an unholy light, and its twisted, contorted face bore the anguish of a tortured soul. As Lisa stared into the abyss of the ghost's eyes, time seemed to stand still. The otherworldly figures closed in, surrounding the trio in an unbreakable circle of malevolence. Caroline and Sarah, paralyzed with fear, could only watch as the ghosts reached out, their icy fingers penetrating the very essence of their beings. A blinding light enveloped the room as the spirits unleashed their spectral wrath. The friends' agonized screams echoed through the mansion, merging with the triumphant laughter of the malevolent entities. The air crackled with dark energy as the ghosts exacted their revenge, pulling the life force from the terrified souls. In the cold, desolate mansion on the haunted island, the friends' lifeless bodies crumpled to the floor. The ghosts, having claimed their victims, retreated into the shadows, their insatiable thirst for vengeance momentarily sated. The rain continued to fall, washing away any trace of the tragic events that had unfolded. The haunted island, shrouded in darkness, retained its secrets, and the malevolent spirits resumed their restless existence. The mansion stood as a silent witness to the horrifying fate of those who dared to tread on the thin line between the living and the dead. As dawn broke, the rain ceased, leaving behind a haunting stillness. The spirits of the island had prevailed, and the three friends were lost to the unforgiving clutches of the supernatural. The once thriving bond between the living had been severed, replaced by the eternal torment of the haunted souls condemned to wander the desolate island for all eternity. The island had claimed its victims, and the ghosts, having tasted the sweetness of revenge, retreated into the shadows, waiting for the next unsuspecting souls to cross their path. The island, now devoid of the living, returned to an eerie calm. The raindrops that had witnessed the tragic events clung to leaves and branches, glistening like tearful remnants of the night's horrors. The ghosts, having triumphed over the intruders, settled back into the shadows, awaiting the next unsuspecting wanderers. The haunted island had consumed the living, leaving behind only a chilling legend and the whispering winds that carried the sorrowful tales of those who had met their demise in the mansion's decaying halls. The rain-soaked ground bore no trace of the friends who had once sought adventure, only the imprints of ghostly footsteps that faded away into the mist. The haunted island, now a graveyard of lost souls, stood as a solemn reminder that some mysteries were better left untouched, and that the line between the living and the dead was a perilous one, where the forces of darkness could emerge victorious.
If you enjoy the content and want to see more of it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us. And if you find this video valuable, why not share it with your friends so they can join in on the fun too? Thanks for being part of our awesome community.